Hello, hello, hello.
Hi. Hi,
Good
everybody.
afternoon, MusicTown Detroit City. How y'all feel, all right? Happy
You look
Friday.
good. They look good.
My name's Rob Stone.
I'm Holly Hutton. Hi.
We are the Rob and Holly Show from 99.5 WYCD, and one of the coolest things we get to do here at MusicTown is have awesome, amazing, superstar artists come in here and tell their story. So this is VH1 Behind the Music. We're your VJs?
No, that's right here between the lyrics.
I wanted to go back.
It's like literally giant on the side, but I get what you're going at.
Does anyone remember Behind the Music
Yes.
on VH1?
Yes.
Okay, this is kind of like that, but it's going to be a lot cooler because you're all sitting right here, very close to what's going on. So
you're like right here.
let's get to it. Let's bring him out. Morgan Evans, everybody.
I'm gonna be sitting right next to him.
You are.
Oh, hey.
We flipped a coin earlier and she won.
Yes. This is so fun.
Hello.
Fun. Hi.
Welcome.
Thanks. Good to be here.
So one thing I wanted to let everyone know is that I know that girls really dig an Australian accent. Mm-hmm. So when we start talking about the lyrics and you're explaining, girls tend to not listen to what you're saying and just go, "Oh my God, that accent." Let's really try to pay attention to what Morgan is saying.
And he's married. That helps, I think, a little so that you can digest the information.
Oh, how's Kelsey?
A little bit.
She's good.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
She's out playing with Keith Urban tonight somewhere. Yeah.
I
Life's
like
good.
that.
Another
New Orleans, I think. I think they're in New Orleans today.
Well, it's funny because, we've got the bar right outside, and one of my friends was in here, and she's like, "Can I get a drink?" And I was like, it's noon. It's noon right now. But that maybe we could figure that out. But that's what I like about your first song that you're going to sing. It's Day Drunk.
Yeah.
and I do believe there's also another country song called "It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere."
Right. But,
am I right?
But who doesn't love getting a little day drunk all the time, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's something about drinking during daytime hours that is like, you've got a drink in your hand and you're looking at society's expectations of you and you're just like, cheers. You know what I mean? There's something amazing about that.
I do really like a part in that song at the end. There's like a crowd yelling, "Who cares?" Right?
Yeah, that's the feeling.
So that's kind of the point. Who cares? We're gonna start early.
Exactly, yeah.
And you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
I mean, we could keep going all day with this, absolutely. My favorite thing about that song is, though, I've never thought of myself as a drinking song guy. Like, I've never been singing about, crushing cold cans on a Saturday night or something. That's just not my thing. And when I wrote this song, it was about a day. It was about Kelsey's birthday 2 years ago, and she was coming home from the road, and I had this day planned out of like where we were going to go and like what we're going to do and stuff. And she got home and she was like, "Oh, I'm so tired. Do you mind if we just shut the blinds and maybe open that champagne?" And so I wrote this song about just having a day with your girl and shutting out the world. But as I started playing it live, I realized that, especially at festivals in the daytime and bigger crowds, it becomes this kind of drinking anthem at the same time. So it's a song with two lives for me.
I like that. Do you want to play it now for us?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay.
What do you think? Should we listen to some music?
You like that? 'Cause I think we're going to go a little bit back and forth. Yeah.
All right. It's very quiet in here.
No, you have everyone's attention.
All right. Yeah, so I think we started this one just with a little kind of looped beat going on in the room, and just started sort of jamming on guitar-y parts, and this came out. We bought that champagne for New Year's, we got one bottle left. Let's pop it open, baby, what'd you say? Stay in that t-shirt, you don't need to get dressed, 'cause we got plans to make no plans today. I'm thinking happy hour on the hour, in the kitchen, in the shower, dancing tipsy, singing with me, baby. Let's get a little day drunk, party with our shades on, play a bunch of old songs, sing along, get the words wrong. Who cares when you're day drunk? Get down while the sun's up, make a little good love like it's date night in the daylight, and it feels right when you're day drunk, yeah, when you're day drunk. Remember that bottle of whiskey that we bought for your dad? Yeah, we got time to buy another one for his birthday, right? Let's make today the best that we've ever had, 'cause I'm high on your smile, and when you look at me that way, no, you don't need no makeup, leave your hair up, ain't no guest list, girl, it's just us before the sun sets. Baby, let's get crazy at midday on a Friday. And get a little day drunk, party with our shades on, play a bunch of old songs, sing along, get the words wrong. Who cares when you're day drunk? Get down while the sun's up, make a little good love like it's date night in the daylight, and it feels right when you're day drunk, yeah, when you're day drunk. This is the drunk sing-along bit. It goes, whoa, you got, whoa, sing. One more. I'm thinking happy hour on the hour, in the kitchen, in the shower, dancing tipsy, singing with me, baby. You can clap along to this part if you want to too. As we get a little day drunk, party with our shades on, play a bunch of old songs, sing along, get the words wrong. Who cares when you're day drunk? Get down while the sun's up, make a little good love like it's date night in the daylight, and it feels right when you're day drunk, yeah, when you're day drunk. So all I wanna do is get a little day drunk with you, yeah, I do.
Day drunk, Morgan Evans.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
I'm feeling really, now I feel a lot better. I felt like I was getting sick this morning.
Now
a little
you
sore
feel
throat.
better.
I'm like, all right, let's party.
You're right. That is literally so you. That is so you right now.
A drinking song a day. You
Yeah.
know?
Rob is a lot of fun. You seem like a lot of fun too. And I wanted to know about the writing process. And when you're writing with friends, are you getting day drunk and writing, or is it better if you have absolutely no drinks around? Or what is like the process for you?
No, I feel like I've definitely tried it. and I mean, I've learned that I definitely operate better with just being completely sober and drinking lots of coffee instead.
Okay,
Yeah.
like driving a car. You're
Yeah.
like, okay, let's keep
And
it
then
10 and 2, yeah.
The drink, the tequila afterwards, kind of like the celebration, you know.
Okay.
I think about live shows like that too. Particularly now, I perform with this loop pedal, and there's a lot going on.
Right.
I just don't touch any alcohol before I play, but afterwards it's great to, you know, celebrate what you just got to do.
All right, plus that alcohol is always hard on your voice too when you're performing, don't you think?
Yeah, I guess
Isn't
so.
it?
I've never been a big drinker and singer, but I have heard
Okay.
of people losing their voice that do hit it pretty hard. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the next song you're gonna sing for us, you wrote with a friend.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about that song and your friend?
Yeah. So
It's a famous friend.
this song is funny. I feel like all the songs that made the record, the 11 songs that made the album, Things That We Drink To, they were all picked because there were these feelings that I wanted to share, and like, you know, some of them were just the best songs that I had and about important things, and then the rest of them were these like moments of my life that I wanted to tell the story. And in order to get to those 11 songs, I wrote literally hundreds of songs, and no exaggeration, probably 300, maybe 350 or something. And all different sorts of things, like me late at night, like pouring out my emotions, or me like in the morning with this planned session, you know, there are all these different occasions.
How hard is the process of going from having 300 songs to 11? I mean, how long does that take for you? As each song is probably you know, you're proud of each song.
Yeah.
So it's got to be very challenging to go from 300 to 11.
It is. It's really challenging. I mean, it's surprising how easy it is to go from 300 to 20, though. Like, there's always like, oh, well, these ones are way better than those ones, you know? And then it becomes that moment of what I said, you know? Well, we've kind of already said that in that song, so we need to go with a different song, if that makes sense. But this next song I'm going to play, I didn't put this one out. A guy named Dylan Scott cut this song, and it was a writing camp, and so you show up each day and they put you with different people. You don't know who you're going to be with each day, and I got teamed up this day with a guy named Seth Ennis, and he's a great singer-songwriter, and an Australian producer named Lindsay Rhymes, who's written a bunch of hits now too. He wrote Heaven for Kane Brown as well, and but he hadn't had any success at the time, and none of us had. And we were just in this room, and I got there a little bit late, and I guess this was probably a few months after Kelsey and I started dating, and she had a song out called Peter Pan at the time. Yep. And I walked in, and they were like, we've got this idea, you know, like Kelsey's got Peter Pan, you should have like the reply to Peter Pan, like Hook, like Captain Hook, you know. I thought that was the worst idea ever in my life.
But I always say bad ideas breed really good ideas. You're like, that's a terrible idea, but I have a better one.
Yeah, exactly. There's no such thing as a bad idea. It'll lead to something else. And being three dudes with guitars in Nashville, we just started sort of playing some music. And I think it was Seth, he started to do like something like that on the guitar. And Lindsay started to build this beat up. And I was like, what if it wasn't Hook? Or what if it wasn't Captain Hook? You know? What if it was like hooked? Like, I'm hooked on you, like that kind of concept. And we.
You didn't want any pirate jokes in there? I know that's Holly's favorite.
Do you really? Have you got one now? I don't want to put you on the spot, but.
Oh, she has about 100. Yeah.
Where do pirates go when they want to have fun? They go to the bar.
Do you think it was meant to be that the microphone cut out at that moment?
Probably. I think it was
So funny. Anyway, the crazy part about writing this song was we all loved it. We finished this song really quickly, and it's so exciting when you write a song. You know, lots of songwriters say, you know, what's your favorite song you've ever written? It's like the one that I wrote today is the answer. And we got a new mic coming for you.
We need batteries.
It's really okay. I don't
it's fine. We can share. And Holly doesn't need a microphone.
It sounds better, kind of. Not really.
Project well, yeah.
We're good.
Anyway, I think Seth took this song to Dylan initially, and I'd never met Dylan until even just a couple of months ago. And I heard that he'd recorded it, which is the highest compliment that you can pay. You know, as we were talking about, like all the things that it takes for me to make a decision to record a song. For someone else to decide to record a song you wrote is the highest compliment. So it was awesome, and I loved the way you did it, especially the first time I saw it, and you had that video and everyone was singing it and stuff. It was like, we did that, you know. Anyway, we wrote it on guitars, so I figure I'll play it to you on the guitar. It was a Friday night, no sun. Oh, jeez. No summer. All right, I'm not gonna mess this up. Sorry, Dylan. He does it way better than I do. Yeah. It was a Friday night, no cover, but the cover band was sounding right. They were just flirty dancing by the neon sign. To fishing in the dark, you were reeling in my heart. Now look at where we are. I'm hooked on kissing you, getting your turn on, buzzing and loving on you all night long, like a hit song on the radio. You already know the way it goes. All it took was a look and I was hooked on the way that you're taking my shirt off, running my fingers through your long hair, falling in your eyes like the first time they caught mine. All it took was a look and I was hooked. Now it's Saturday, you're still sleeping, I could leave, but no way. This ain't no one-night fling kind of thing. I wanna wake you up, wanna press my love and my lips on your cheek. Like I can't get enough, cause I'm hooked on kissing you, getting you turned on, buzzing and loving on you all night long. Like a hit song on the radio, you already know the way it goes. All it took was a look and I was hooked on the way that you're taking my shirt off, running my fingers through your long, long hair falling in your eyes like the first time they caught mine. All it took was a look and I was hooked, yeah. All it took was a look and I was hooked. So when this has happened, it is the first time anyone had ever recorded a song that I'd written. And I didn't really know how it worked, but how it worked is they hear the demo, they like it, and they record it, that's it. And as I said, we wrote this quickly on the day, and we were all excited, and we had this one idea for another section. And we were like, we'll go put that on later in the day. And then later in the day just never came, and we never put the section on, and then Dylan heard the demo without the section, and then recorded it, and now it just doesn't exist. But I feel like in songs like this, it's like, even when we wrote it, I felt like it was a big song, like for a big crowd to sing and like have your hands in the air singing, you know. And I wanted to have this section in there that was like, whoa, all it took was a look and I was, whoa. It was a gang vocal part. Can you help me out? Sing, whoa. That's the bit. One more. Whoa. Exactly. Now I'm hooked on kissing you, getting you turned on, buzzing and loving on you all night long. Like a hit song on the radio, you already know the way it goes. All it took was a look and I was hooked on the way that you're taking my shirt off, running my fingers through your long, long hair falling in your eyes like the first time they caught mine. All it took was a look and I was hooked, yeah. All it took was a look and I was hooked. Oh, and then that bit comes back in. Say, oh, 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 oh. You got it. All it took was a look and I was hooked.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is so fun.
It is
I feel like
fun,
we're like
yeah.
your backup singers.
You guys are
It's
great.
fun.
You guys sound great today too.
Everyone's doing so good. So, okay, you have this song. This is super fun.
Yeah.
But then you write 300 songs, and at some point, I'm sure you were talking about how you're delving down deep into your emotions and talking about all the serious stuff. How do you, I guess, I don't know, how do you write something that gets so deep, I think, where do you go in that point? Do you write a bunch of songs? Do you go from happy and then you're like, and go to the sad songs?
I think it's whatever you're feeling at the time. Right?
Well,
I mean,
but sometimes, like I'm a person that I put my toe in the water and I don't just dive right in. So
Right.
Does that make sense?
I think for me, and it may be different for everyone, but I think it was part of the learning process of when I first started coming to Nashville, and particularly when I moved to Nashville, and seeing the way that they write and make music there, and the level that they work at. You know, like I used to leave the house and go to the studio every day trying to write the best song in the world. You know. And then you realize that all the best songwriters in the world are in this town writing better songs than you. You know, that's not the way that you should think about it. I think the way you should think about it is like, I want to write my song today, like my story. And that sounds simple, and I think a lot of people find music through that. But for me, that came later, and to write the truest version of what you have to say is the most important. And it sounds so simple, but when I was picking these 11 songs to be on the album, that was why they got chosen.
I think maybe, Holly, what you were trying to get at is,
Thank you.
is when it comes to writing a super meaningful, deep song, did it take some time for you to, be comfortable with basically bearing it all? Like in music, this is what it is. With music and writing songs, you're putting all of your deepest thoughts out there for the world to hear. And so does it take time to be comfortable with everyone knowing, so many things that you may have built up a wall before?
Definitely. I feel like, and this might sound simple too, but I feel like a lot of that learning process was me dipping my toe in the water with that and then becoming more comfortable with that, and to being at a point now where I'm totally comfortable with it. And a lot of that was to do with getting to know my co-writers, my producer Chris, who I wrote all these songs with, and we recorded the album together, is now one of my best friends. He was a groomsman at our wedding, and so that's who I am in the studio with when I'm making music. And the other thing is, being with Kelsey, I don't have a choice. She shares everything, and at first that was really uncomfortable for me. I didn't like talking about personal stuff like that. But now that it's out there in the world and I've talked about it enough now, I'm like, this is way easier, just to be honest, And I feel like I've translated that into other parts of my life as well.
And so that brings us to a deep, meaningful song. Okay?
Yeah, because you're talking about your story, you've had a whole life in Australia too, doing music. And can you tell us a little bit about that leading to this song?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I played music for a long time in Australia, put out music down there and toured around before I moved to Nashville officially. But I feel like, as I said, from the hundreds of songs, these 10 or 11 songs were really all from the last 2.5 years of my life. And there's just so much that happened, moving to America and meeting the girl and getting married and all this awesome stuff that I'm singing about. But I also lost someone last year. I lost my manager of 10 years, a guy named Rob Potts, and he was the guy that found me in Australia, and he brought me to America for the first time, and he told me to come back here when I told him it was too hard, and he's like family to me, and we lost him in a motorcycle accident last year. A year and a week to the day, actually, ago. And it was horrible. It was really tough. And especially being on the other side of the world. He was in Australia at the time, and you feel kind of powerless. But they held a memorial for him in Nashville as well. And on that day of his memorial, I was in the studio with Chris, my producer, and Josh Osborne, who I wrote Kiss Somebody and a few of the other songs with. And we just got to talking about that. And it was definitely one of those days we could have easily been let's come back tomorrow kind of thing. But Josh had lost his father not long before that, and Chris knew Rob really well as well. And I remember he started playing this kind of drum pattern, and I started singing this melody, and the line "Things That We Drink To" came out. And we just thought, what a cool way to remember someone, as a celebration rather than kind of a complete mourning, if that makes sense, like a celebration of a life. And it was just through conversation that this song came out. And it was definitely one of those songs that as soon as it was finished, it was like, oh, this is definitely going to be on the album, no matter what. I don't even care if anyone else likes this song, This is part of the story that needs to be told, and a feeling that needs to be kind of shared. So yeah, I can play for you guys if you want. This is Things That We Drink To. I'm gonna raise up a tall glass tonight as we look back on all the life that we lived through. Yeah, the things that we drink to, the roads that we choose, the friends that we make, the turns that we miss, and the hearts that we break. The words that we say, the ones that we don't, lines that we cross, and the ones that we won't. The tears that we cry, dreams that we dream, stars that burn out, and the stars that we reach. Pictures we take, stories they tell, and the moments we keep for ourselves. I'm gonna raise up a tall glass tonight as we look back on all the life that we lived through. Yeah, the things that we drink to, shed a little light on our memory. Kinda makes it feel like you're with me. I'm still a little lost here without you. Yeah, the things that we drink to, the hurt that we heal, the songs that we sing, the hope that we know tomorrow can bring, the battles we fight, wars that we win, pain that we've been through, things that we drink to. Raise up a tall glass tonight as we look back and back on all the life that we lived through. Yeah, the things that we drank to. We can wonder where all the time goes, but it don't change a thing, no. All I'm trying to say is I miss you. Yeah, the things that we drank to. Yeah, all I'm trying to say is I miss you. Yeah, the things that we drank to. Thank you.
Very powerful song. Holly. and as you said, it's okay. We all, yes, you could tell, it's obviously from the heart. This is an emotional song. And you mentioned, you didn't care if anyone else liked it. But the thing is that when you pour your heart and your soul out like that, we all have someone that we miss and that we've lost that we think about when we hear songs like this. So I think everyone in the crowd is probably maybe thinking of someone or a few people that are not with us anymore.
Yeah.
That song reminds us of. So, I mean, no matter what, I think, it connects with everyone in a way. We've all lost someone, so
yeah.
A really beautiful song and a nice tribute to your friend there.
Thanks very much.
Let's switch it up to something happy. I feel like that's a lot of heavy. It's a lot of heavy. So the next song, this is going to be the final song. I like always a warning that it's about to end, because I don't like to be surprised that everything's going to end. So the next song is funny because everyone assumes that it's about your wife.
Right.
But it's not. And then the drama ensues because who is the girl? Who's the girl?
I don't know how many, how like all internet marketing is like clickbait now?
Yes.
So many tweets you see like, oh, who's the song that Morgan's writing about? Or whatever.
Right.
I'm like, oh no.
It's all about headlines. How can we grab your attention?
That's not what you think. It's not. Who is it? Who's it about?
No. So this song's actually. This is the first day I ever met Josh Osborne, and I want to tell you about him because we're talking about lyrics. And I remember when I met Chris was when I feel like things started to click. And for any songwriter or artist moving to Nashville, the first thing you ever want to do is find your people, find who your people are that you want to write with. And when I met Chris, that was when it started to really make sense. I was like, oh, hang on, this stuff we're doing sounds really way cooler than all the other stuff I was doing, And we'd written a couple songs together, and we'd recorded a couple of things I'd written before him, and then he started introducing me to the writing community in Nashville of people that I knew of, had written some of my favorite songs, but had never had the chance to work with. And Josh was one of those guys, and he came in this day, and he was like, oh, so nice to meet you, and blah, 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 I've been listening to this song, or whatever that Chris sent me, and I had this idea for a song coming up the elevator today. It was like Kiss Somebody. He was like, yeah, I feel like we could write something called Kiss Somebody. And I was like, oh, well, dude, this is perfect, because I was just the guy that I was living with at the time in Nashville. He'd just gone through this rough breakup a couple of years earlier, and I hadn't moved to Nashville at that point. I was going back and forth, and I would stay with him when I was in town, and we were pretty tight. And I was there with him when he broke up with this girl. She broke up with him. I can't exactly remember what happened. But he was heartbroken, which sucks, and all that kind of thing. But I went back to Australia, and then a year and a half later, I came back and moved for real. And he was still heartbroken over this same girl. And at that time, when he was like, I got this idea for a song, Kiss Somebody, I was literally telling him last night, I was like, dude, you need to kiss somebody. And so that's what sort of started where the conversation started going. And I started playing the guitar chords that you hear, and we're like, yeah, that kind of feels cool. And then Josh actually started singing, somebody, whatever, as you do. And then I think the next line was like, when you don't want to go home and it's closing time, and I was like, oh, that joins those two things together. And yeah, we wrote this song, and I was stoked that this was the first single, because this was the first song, the first time that I remember that afternoon, just having a drink with Chris at the bar next door to the studio, and he was like, just super casually leant over to me, he's like, I think we got one today. That's all he said. I was like, all right then. Let's write more like that then. And it became the new benchmark for everything we were doing from that point onwards. And yeah, it went to be my first single. And thanks to you guys, went to be my first ever #1 song at country radio. So thank you very much. And I mean, should I play this thing now? Sometimes you gotta drink about somebody, but that won't bring them back. Sometimes you gotta cry and miss somebody. We've all felt like that. If it's something that you gotta get over, but you just can't get over. Sometimes you gotta kiss somebody in the back of a cab or on a subway train. Sometimes you gotta kiss somebody on a midnight street in the summer rain. If you're wishing you were with somebody, you don't wanna go home when it's closing time. If you wanna kiss somebody, baby, I got somebody in mind. You can kiss like your heart ain't never been broke. Kind of lips that your lips get your eyes so closed. I know what you're going through, 'cause I wanna kiss somebody too. I wanna kiss somebody like you. I wanna kiss somebody like you. Well, sometimes you try to fix somebody just to find out they'll never change. So you go out and meet somebody that makes you feel the way you thought you'd never feel again. Sometimes you gotta kiss somebody in the back of a cab or on a subway train. Sometimes you gotta kiss somebody on a midnight street in the summer rain. If you're wishing you were with somebody, you don't wanna go home when it's closing time. If you wanna kiss somebody, baby, I got somebody in mind. You can kiss like your heart ain't never been broke. Kind of lips that your lips get your eyes so closed. I know what you're going through, 'cause I wanna kiss somebody too. I wanna kiss somebody like you. I'll kiss somebody like you, yeah. Boy, the best remedy is girl meets boy, girl. Don't make it harder than it has to be. Come and lay one on me. You can kiss like your heart ain't never been broke. Kind of lips that your lips get your eyes to close. Yeah, I know what you're going through. Well, I do. So come on and kiss somebody in the back of a cab or on a subway train. You come on and kiss somebody on a midnight street in the summer rain. If you're wishing you were with somebody, you don't wanna go home when it's closing time. If you wanna kiss somebody, baby, I got somebody in mind. You can kiss like your heart ain't never been broke. Kind of lips that your lips get your eyes so closed. I know what you're going through, 'cause I wanna kiss somebody too. I wanna kiss somebody like you. I wanna kiss somebody like you. I wanna kiss somebody.
All right. Morgan Evans,
Thank you.
everybody, make some noise.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for doing this. This was amazing. This is very special, so we appreciate this.
No, thanks for having me. Thanks for listening to the stories. I appreciate you showing up on a Friday.
And now you have an entire show next door.
Yeah.
Okay, so if anyone does not have tickets, I think there are tickets still available, and you have an entire. This is just a little smidgen of your amazing show.
Little sneak preview of tonight.
Yeah.
Exactly. I will not talk this much tonight.
We liked it. We appreciate it. So thank you so much, Morgan Evans, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Do you guys think we should do some more of these behind the lyrics? I think we're going to try to make that happen. What do you think?
I think that'd be fun.
Who's ready for Chris Young later tonight? You all going to the
Yeah.
show? Dan and Shay?
And Dan and Shay.
Thank you so much for coming out. We also want to thank our advertisers that are partners with us at Entercom for coming out today. And I see a lot of people in the crowd that are hanging out. So thank you for your partnership with Entercom. And thank you to everyone to come out today. And we'll hopefully see you tonight at LCA. Or want to let you know that anytime there's a big show or an event going on downtown, Holly and I are normally right upstairs broadcasting.
And you can visit us.
So you can come say hi, come in the studio.
You can bring us a drink.
That works too.
Is our boss here? Okay. Well,
He is.
I mean, no, don't bring us drinks. That's terrible.
Non-alcoholic beverages
Only water.
But yes, we're down here. We have studios in MusicTown. There's a recording studio. If anyone out there came here today because maybe you're an aspiring artist, you can use the recording studios for free. So a lot of awesome things happen here at MusicTown. So anything you need, ask us about it. We'll try to help you out. This is what we're here for. Detroit, Music City. Again, we're trying to cultivate that again here in Detroit. So thank you so much.
Thank you.